Hi guys, welcome to pre-algebra video week 3, video 2 of this week, video 6 altogether. We're going to keep going with fractions. Today we're going to talk about finding a common denominator, which we typically do when we need to add or subtract fractions. So I've done your assignments and my examples in the form of adding fractions with unlike denominators, because in order to do that we have to find them common denominators, right? So we do that, we find the common denominator by finding the least common multiple, or LCM, right? So again, you have your handy dandy multiplication chart. You can remember it pretty easily by the bolded numbers are the factors, the numbers that multiply together to create the numbers, and the numbers that are in the middle, the ones that get made, are the multiples, right? Or the count bys. So multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, etc. Multiples of 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54, and so on and so forth. These are all the multiples up to 12, okay? And for the purposes of this assignment, you won't need anything beyond 12, okay? So on the board, I've written in the same way that I usually write the problems when we have to change the denominators. You have your original problem here, so 3/5 plus 2/3. And then here, I give you room for your new fractions with your new common denominator, okay? So that's what these two are for, and then your answer goes in the box. You should recognize this. Your assignment is written just like this so that you can copy it on your paper the same, because I think that's the easiest for us. So let's start by trying to find a common denominator between 5 and 3, because in order to add these two fractions, they have to have the same denominator. Okay, so we'll start by listing the multiples of 5, okay? Multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We'll stop there. Okay, multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. We'll stop about the same point for both of them, because I think that by that point we should have a common multiple, right? So the least common multiple is the one we're looking for. So as far as common multiples, the first one I see on both of these is 15. And that's the smallest one as well. So our least common multiple, LCM, is 15. So that is going to be our new denominator, 15. Okay, it's a number that both 3 and 5 multiply into. So that's why it works. So now that we changed the bottom, the denominator of our fraction, we have to also change the top, because whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top, right? So 5 times what would get us 15? If you're not really sure, go over to your multiplication chart. Let's go to 5, let's go to 15. Oh, 5 times 3. Okay, so that means I would have had to multiply that 5 times 3 in order to get 15. So I have to do whatever I did to the bottom, also to the top. So I have to multiply the top by 3 as well. Okay, so 3 times 3 is 9. Now I have successfully changed that fraction to an equivalent fraction with the denominator that I need, so I can cross it out, I'm done with it. Okay, now let's go over here to the second one. I went from 3 to 15. So how did I do that? Well, go over here to 3 on your multiplication chart, follow it along to 15. Oh, 5, okay. So I had to multiply 3 by 5 to get that 15, okay? Just go a little closer so you guys can see a little better. I know there's a little glare. So if I multiply 3 times 5 to get 15, that means that whatever I did to the bottom, I have to also do to the top, right? So times that 2 by 5 also. 5 times 2 is 10. So now I have 9 fifteenths plus 10 fifteenths. So my denominator is going to stay the same, right? 15, that's the reason that I can add them. So 9 plus 10 is 19. So your answer would be 19 fifteenths. Okay, and we've done simplifying in class, but for the purposes of this one, I just want to make sure we remember how to find the like denominator, okay? So don't worry about simplifying for this one. Eventually you'll have to, but not today. Okay, so that's the first one. Let me do a little erasing so it's We have room for our second one. Okay, so same deal here. We have, let me see if this works better with me down here. Sorry, I'm getting stuck. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna do the second one. 2 fours plus 4 6. So our denominators are 4 and 6. Those are the two that we need to change to have a like denominator. So we need to find the least common multiple between 4 and 6. So you can either use your multiplication chart and see the multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, or 20, 24, 28, so on. Multiples of 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. You can write them out or you can go off your sheet. I'm going to write them out so everyone can see them. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Okay, now we'll do 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Okay, so our common multiples are 12 and 24. But we're looking for the least common multiple. We don't want the highest one because we're going to have to do a lot of multiplying to get there. We want the least common multiple. So that one's going to be 12. Right? So now I'm going to change my denominator here to 12. Okay? And how did I get from 4 to 12? I multiplied by, well, if you're not sure, you can look over here and see how did I get from 4 to 12. Oh, I multiplied by 3. Okay, so if I multiply the bottom by 3, then I have to multiply the top by 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. That one's done. Now we're doing the second one. How did I get from 6 to 12? I would have had to multiply by 2. So I do the same thing to the top. 4 times 2 is 8. So now I have 6 twelfths plus 8 twelfths, and I can add that because the denominators are the same. So 6 twelfths plus 8 twelfths is 14 twelfths. Okay, and like I said, don't worry about simplifying right now. I just want you to get down the process. Okay, here is your assignment. Okay, grab a piece of paper and a pencil, pause it here, write that down. Okay, and remember to complete that and either show it to me on Zoom or email it to me, take a picture and email it, and then I'll put you in the drawing for winning the gift cards, okay? So that's how you win. Show up in the Zoom meetings, finish your assignments on here, your name goes in for every teacher. Remember, my Zoom meeting hours are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. for math questions and 12 noon for social time. And email me if you have any questions. Thanks, guys.